Welcome back to the Ride and Laugh podcast. If you love mountain biking, you are in the right place. Today's podcast is from the road. Sage and I are on Ride and Laugh across America.
Yes.
We're going to do a little talking from the road, little insights that we've had,
Road talk.
and sharing more content with everybody, which is always a good thing, and just having more fun and sharing more lessons. We've had a lot of rides so far, Sage. We're about maybe halfway through this road trip.
Yeah, dude.
What I was curious about, talking about today, was coming into this road trip. You have had a really long winter. You have not been able to be on the bike. And you've been talking a lot before the trip. Oh, apologies in advance if anybody hears the navigation system. But look, this is what happens from the road. Life on the road, everybody. Life on the road.
It's the real deal.
Yeah. We're the rock stars of podcasting, living on the road. Drinking coffee and riding bikes instead of drinking beer and partying. I'll take coffee and bikes at this point in my life.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Coffee and bikes, this part of my life is exactly what I need. So coming into this trip, you were really kind of anxious, I would say, about your fitness level.
Oh, very much so.
How am I going to feel? And Dan's in good shape.
Yeah.
Dan's been riding in Arizona all winter. Dan's got his indoor trainer.
Yeah.
How did you manage that coming into the trip? Was that how much on your mind was that?
You know, well, first of all, it helps that I know you so well. We're good friends, and I know you would never make me feel bad, and you haven't. But I think a lot of that actually falls on your shoulders, not mine. You've done a really good job of planning this trip so that we're not relying on places that require fitness. You know, our very first ride was probably the most physically demanding, but we kept that short.
Yeah.
We knew, and we played it by the moment. We stayed in the moment. Like, okay, we had ways to extend it, and we had ways to shorten it. And I think that's the way. You doing that made me feel a lot better, because in the next days after that, we tried to do bike parks, lift assisted, shuttle. Even Canuga wasn't shuttle, but we broke that up so that we didn't have to go all the way up every time.
Right.
Because that really meant a lot to me. And I think it was less to do with me and you and how you planned it.
When I first heard you say it had more to do with me, I thought you were going to blame me for being in shape. You know, like, Dan, if you hadn't worked so hard over the winter, I wouldn't have felt so bad. We could have gone the same speed. You know, it's kind of rude of you to get yourself in shape.
Well, here's the thing. I knew that, obviously you're a very good downhiller, but I'm also a really good downhiller. And while that does require some kind of fitness, I knew I wouldn't hold you up too much on the downhills. So again, how you plan this route, you know, and doing a lot of bike parks, you know, we could take turns. You know, I could lead you, you could lead me, and it was less about the fitness aspect of it, you know?
Absolutely. And we have I heard that from you coming in. I knew you were worried about that. And so while I didn't know every bike park, you know, there's not a lot of bike parks aren't open in certain parts of the country right now, certain parts of the world. It's still too cold, or they're still skiing on them.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for, where can we shuttle? And where can we get easy rides up? And can we do a ride day and then a shuttle day? And so, you know, certainly planning the trip around your strengths so that we can optimize and have the most fun. And I know your fitness is gonna come back.
It's already starting to come back.
So I know by the end of this trip, you're gonna be probably just ready to go, because we're gonna get to Arizona and we're gonna be doing a whole lot more riding. And not too many shuttles to the top of the Arizona mountains.
No.
In Phoenix. There's a couple. There's the short bus in South Mountain, so maybe we could try that for a day. But yeah, it's a lot more, I think it's a lot more intense. Unless you have an e-bike, it's a lot more intense. Boy, did the e-bikes really open our eyes. I mean, the e-bikes, what do you think e-bikes on this trip, what would that have meant?
Yes, dude. Yes. I mean, Canuga alone, I mean, how many people passed us? But not just passed us, like blew past us.
Blew by us.
Yeah, as fast as we were going downhill, they're going uphill, man. What a game changer, you know?
How many laps do you think we did it? Canuga is in North Carolina. It's a pedal up bike park. There is no option to get a shuttle. The way the rows are set up, there's no option. And so everyone's pedaling up, but they have e-bikes are allowed to ride there.
Yep.
And the guy that checked us in said e-bikes were, what, 25%?
It was pretty low, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone was on an e-bike.
Everybody was on an e-bike.
Or had an e-bike friend who was towing them. We saw that happen a few times.
That's right, yeah.
So we got about maybe 5 or 6 all rides all the way up to the top of the mountain?
I don't know, because we kept dividing it too. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't go all the way up. We would session like one section, so
It was exhausting.
it was exhausting.
It's a very
Yes.
easy climb, but it's about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
When Sage wasn't there, I did it in 13 minutes by myself.
Oh!
Shots fired!
Shots fired!
Shot through the heart! Apologies for the music. We've been in the car for a very, very long time. And there's all sorts of classic rock, new rock.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
would you, is there a theme
Yacht
of music?
rock.
Yacht rock!
Yacht rock.
My wife loves yacht rock. Sage was not familiar with the term. It's pretty much just like cheesy, corny,
Yeah.
70s rock and roll.
Hall
Notes, yes. Man Eater, that kind of music. It's not that good, but somehow it's just like kind of satisfying in a weird way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
upbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, and the lyrics are usually pretty funny if you pay attention. Yeah, but so we see everyone on these e-bikes just blowing by us, and it's $20 to get in. Now you got a $20 bike park. It's in some ways even better than the shuttle because you get to the bottom, you don't have to wait. You just blast back up that fire road and just do laps and laps and laps. I mean, it's really, really appealing. I don't know if I would want an e-bike in some of the bike parks as my only bike, but maybe that would be okay.
I mean, just lifting it onto that
Yeah.
shuttle, being the rear end.
Yeah, so the shuttles, a lot of them are like some sort of vehicle or a tractor, and then there's a trailer, right? There's a trailer, and we'll have video of this on the actual podcast. But if you haven't seen them before, you're lifting the bike up into it. And at Rock Creek, where we went the next day, that did have a shuttle.
Yep.
I was helping a lot. There was a lot of kids there, which is awesome. Just groms, right? Just ripping trails, boys and girls, amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But some of these little. The smaller ones couldn't get the bike up onto the...
It's tall. I couldn't even do it. I'm a grown man. I couldn't do it.
I was being nice. I was being polite.
You're really talking about me.
Yeah. Sage is the Grom. You see that Grom? He's got like the Benjamin Buttons thing, I think. He looks like he's almost 50 years old, but he's so little. Yeah, little guy.
That's so true. Oh, man.
So you haven't felt, now that we're into the ride, now that we're into the trip, 5 days in, 5 rides in, and what's your perspective on the fitness? Have you just let it go?
Oh, the fitness? Oh, yeah.
What we started to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not worried about the fitness at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like I said, you've designed this perfectly, and it's just going to continue to get better and better. What I thought was interesting was the progression along with the fitness has like kind of grown. Like I got it. We started at Western Slope, which it's more like technical, right?
The
There's no
progression
jumping.
of each place.
Like each place the jumps kept getting big. I don't know if the jumps kept getting bigger or if we were just trying bigger and bigger things.
Yeah, I think we were trying harder lines.
Yeah, but like yesterday's ride, like those jumps were definitely by far the biggest jumps that we have been doing. And it's funny that each day led to bigger and bigger levels of comfort and confidence for us to do that.
Do you think the jumps yesterday we were at Wildside in Eastern Tennessee, which is a bike park. This is another conversation. It's a bike park we had never heard of before. And driving across America and meeting mountain bikers everywhere we go and asking where to ride. We are hearing about so many spots that we never heard of or only heard of once. That everyone's like, oh, this place is awesome. This place is awesome. If Steve at Ben Spokes didn't tell us about Knoxville and Baker's Creek Preserve, that may not have been on our radar. And Knoxville and Eastern Tennessee has just been awesome for mountain biking. We've been blown away. Getting back to your point, you think that the jumps that we cleared at Wildside, and we're very stoked to do so, the big boys, you think that those jumps were bigger than the jumps at Canoga on Southern Cut? Because those jumps were pretty long also, but we didn't clear them.
That's a good question. The Southern Cut jumps were not really traditional tabletops, though. They were more step ups. They just had a different flavor to them. Yeah.
Do you think if we went back to Southern Cut, so we rode Canoga day 2?
That's a great question. Yeah, would we?
Day 2, but day 1 of jumping.
Yeah.
And we rode Wildside day 5.
Yeah.
Would we do better on Southern? I bet you we would.
I think we would.
Yeah.
I think we would. Yeah. The things that we've been more willing to try, maybe I should have said it that way. We're willing to try bigger, more dangerous things, as this trip progresses.
Yeah. Didn't feel dangerous though when you hit it right.
No, it's we're doing it safely. right? We're doing it safely, but that's progression. You're just slow, and it's not always linear.
It is certainly not.
But the overall picture.
Yes. Yes.
The trajectory is.
Right. Yeah, it's really interesting. And there's definitely, I don't want to get into it on this conversation because there's a whole nother conversation about that progression and learning and being open to receive. Anyone that's following along on the Instagram, and I don't know when this is going to come out, but I did have a crash, and there's some really interesting things that came out of that. How did this benefit me? And so I want to get into that into another conversation, but just keeping it as far as like the original fitness conversation, if that was something you had anxiety about and you didn't need to, anxiety is always something that is in the future.
Yep.
Anxiety is in the future. You're worried about something else. And so you kept talking about your fitness and, oh, Danny, you're gonna slay me on the trails and please be patient. And I'm sorry. And then the trip starts and it's planned out so that the fitness isn't a big thing. When it was a big thing, we just made some tweaks, and everything just in the moment worked out for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's not necessary. Anxiety, worrying, it really doesn't serve us, does it?
I let that go real quick, man, because it wasn't like I had an opportunity and I was just being lazy about it. Like I let that go real quick because it was one of those things where I realized this was out of my control. You can only control what you're able to control, which is such an obvious statement, but like I can't help the weather. I can't help how many days I have before this trip. And by the time everything melted, I had like basically 2 weeks. I didn't focus those 2 weeks on just fitness. I focused those 2 weeks on everything, bike technique, drops, jumps,
Right.
I just wanted to be in a well-rounded shape. So I kind of went into acceptance of like, yeah, well, this is what it's going to be, and Dan's going to understand. So why worry about it?
Right. Yeah. Everything's going to work out for me.
Exactly.
And you did push it a little bit right before the trip. We talked about this on the podcast right before the trip.
And it bit me.
At one point, you were done your ride and you went out to get more work, more fitness. Let me work harder on this because I think I should. And you ended up having a crash. So it's being okay with where we're at, following our intuition. So hard sometimes to listen to that little voice that's just like, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Trust it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to trust it? All right, go ahead. Go. You go see what happens then. By pushing too hard or by doing something the wrong way, you go see what happens. But if you trust it and we learn how to listen to that intuition voice that we all have, it's so cool. Everything works out for us.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
And that's just a lesson that we just get over and over and over. And I'm grateful for it every time. Gratitude. Yeah, even though I keep needing to learn it, I don't even want to put that out there that I need to learn it. Even though, it's just always there. That trust factor is always there.
Man, that's a whole nother, we're still working on that. That's a daily thing, really, what I'm struggling with a lot is, and I'm getting better at this, is really listening to my intuition and knowing, the gut is always right. Like, don't question that.
Yeah.
And that's when you get in trouble. That's when you go against your intuition.
Yeah.
You go with ego or whatever it is, and that's when I get hurt. That's when I do something stupid. So
it's funny because I'm spending, pretty much 24 hours together on this trip.
Pretty much. And
I'm seeing other examples of your intuition. Sage is really, really good with his sense of direction. Complete opposite of me. And sometimes you turn on the maps and you start driving, and the map hasn't really hooked up yet.
No.
And Sage is like, I think we want to go that way. And just this morning, the map told us to go a different way, and you were like, okay, and it was the wrong way. The map hadn't synced up.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I knew it. I should have listened to my intuition. And it's just like, I'm trusting your intuition when it comes to directions. In fact, if he thinks it's one direction and I think it's the other direction, that means
we know it's the right way.
It means it's definitely Sage's direction. I don't know, dude. I think we're supposed to make a right, and he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a left. Oh, then it's definitely left. Because my sense of direction is so awful that my intuition is just telling me, well, listen to Sage.
Yeah, if you agree with me, then we got a problem.
Yeah. Right. We're going to open some sort of time space portal.
That's right,
and there's just going to be the flux capacitor, everything. We're going to go back in time. I don't know. Absolutely. Well, great conversation. Anything else to add? I mean, we've touched on so much stuff here.
I know. I am so grateful for, speaking of grateful, so grateful for everyone that we've met so far. And it's going to continue to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely another part. I mean, that's just been another theme of, and we say this all the time on the podcast. I say this all the time in life and on the Ride Life Instagram is mountain bikers are awesome.
Yeah.
We just met so many cool people and everyone's like just sharing the vibe and encouraging and just blown away. Even though I know mountain bikers are awesome, I'm still constantly blown away by how awesome mountain bikers are. If you're listening to this, you're a mountain biker, you are definitely awesome. Hope you appreciate it and everyone liked the conversation. We got lots more coming. This is what we're talking about on the road. These are the conversations. A lot of silliness also. It's not always serious, of course. But yeah, this is the kind of like mindset and insight that we like to share with everybody. And when I say that I'm grateful for trust, I'm grateful to be on the path that makes me feel good, that leads me to the perspective that everything's going to work out for us and for me and for you. So everyone, you've got this. Rate and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends. We appreciate you. Everyone have a great day, a great ride. Ride left.
I'll see you, everybody.